Good morning. Try this for the second time. I read Jonah chapter 2, but my acid reflexes are acting up, so I've been coughing a lot. Jonah, in this chapter, he's in the belly of the whale. The previous chapter, he was swallowed for 3 days and 3 nights. And the connection to what Jesus went through is very apparent here. Jesus refers to himself as a sign of Jonah. Jesus died, and he rose again on the third day. He was buried for 3 days, rose again. And when he dies, he says, "God, thou hast forsaken, why have you forsaken me?" And it's literally like God turns his eyes, and Jesus goes to hell, actually, for a few days. And breaks the gates of hell and everything. And that the imagery that Jonah uses here kind of sparks that in my mind. He talks about cast into the deep, the billows and the waves pass me over. And he says, I am cast out of thy sight. Once again, just like kind of what Jesus said, being forsaken. The waters compassed me about. The depth closed me round about, like being buried. I went down to the bottoms of the mountains, just that imagery, being sent down to hell. And the Lord did that for me. And then he follows it with his prayer. He finally comes to his senses and starts praying for salvation. And he looks, he says, when my soul fainted with me, I remembered the Lord. And my prayer came in unto thee, and it's just this imagery of what's to come, of Jesus coming. And even though we're kind of the same, we're kind of sentenced to hell, Jesus is our salvation. We pray unto him. So this is just a huge parallel in this chapter. Not a whole lot for the story, like it doesn't move the story along really, other than he prays and he gets spit out in the very last verse. Vomited Jonah upon dry land, it says. He was vomited out. There's some great imagery for you, But, it should bring us to the realization of what Jesus went through here, I think. For me, it does. I don't know how the Jewish people would see it because they didn't have this picture of Jesus, but for me, it just brings me into that spirit of thanksgiving. And actually in verse 9, he says, I will sacrifice unto thee with the voice of thanksgiving. I will pay that I have vowed. Salvation is of the Lord. I'm just so thankful of my salvation. For Jesus to do that for me, that's beyond me, blows me away. And this imagery really helps to land that ship.